Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a contender for the Arty Day competition. In Tier 2 category, it's the T1 HMC, the Tier 2 American self-propelled gun, and it's being commanded by Dr. Dip, and he's on the north spawn of Mines. Now, the T1 carries a 75mm pack howitzer. It was developed during the 1930s on a T2 chassis, incorporating some of the components of the T1 Cunningham, but work was discontinued because of the Great Depression. But it looks to me like Dr. Dip is aiming for the enemy straight away, right from the off. He's got a Lorraine 39L AM as his teammate, and whilst he goes off into the bushes, I think Dr. Dip is just backing into a firing position near the rock. Now, unlike some of the other Arties, the T1 Cunningham can actually fire over most of the map. Of course, the only other one in Tier 2 that can do that is the Geschützpanzer, the German T2 Arty. Looks like it's going for the T2 Light, which of course is the same vehicle with the same chassis, but with a different gun. Okay, got a hit there. Going after the M2 Light this time. Round out. Oh, good hit! 83 hit points. We don't know how much the previous hit was, but it must have been substantial. Okay, fires another round in. Oh, he's killed the M2 with a blind shot kill. He guessed where the M2 would be, and he was there. Okay, going after a T2 Light this time. And that destroyed the T2 Light, so that's 2 kills he's got, and 1 blind kill, and 1 blind hit. Going after the Panzer T2, or Panzer 2. Unfortunately, that one fell long. Reloading, dialing in the aim. Round out. No, it went long again. Now, it's one of the reasons why a lot of people dislike the T1s, because of its inaccuracy, but Dr. Dip seems to have a lot of accuracy. Oh, that was close. Just behind the T2, the Panzer 2. And we can't see him at the moment, but that Panzer 2 must be there. He would be spotted by the MTLS up on the heights if he wasn't hiding. There he is. Okay, we spotted him again. Now they can get him. Okay, Dr. Dip's styling in the aim. He's got to wait a little while for that to go in. It's gone to battle assistant view, and we lost sight of him again. And he's firing in a speculative shot. He has got plenty of ammo to do this. He's got a lot of rounds in this particular Arty. He can carry 60 rounds in total, and he's only used 8 so far, but he's got 2 kills from it. Right, he's going to go after the cruiser one. No, doesn't need to. It's being killed. Now, there are a couple of enemy that are close. An M2 Light here. It's very close. Just around the corner on that on the north approach to the hill. There are some tanks there that can spot. He's actually platooned with the UC 2-pounder, Universal Carrier 2-pounder. And he should be able to spot that M2 if he does go north. But he's actually headed back down to the south again. And shots are going into that Valentine AT. Okay, he's reloading for the T29. Dialing in the aim. Round out. Oh, he got a hit! And yeah, the T29 didn't like that. He jumped off the hill and almost crashed at the bottom. And the other Arty had a go at him. Round out. And that's a kill shot. 105 hit points. That's his 3rd kill of the game. Now, can he get that 127? No, he's in defilade behind that tower at the moment. There is a one of the Swedish tank destroyers. Oh, well, there was, but he's actually now dead. Or was it a Swedish tank destroyer, or was it a Chinese one? I think it was a Swedish one, pretty sure. Okay, we've got a Marder 2 German tank destroyer. tier 3, but he's gone. Next target's a Valentine 18. In fact, it's the same one we fired at before, and they're tough little tank destroyers, but more of a worry is that Panzer II. It's the same one we were firing at before, and dialing in the aim as quickly as he can, but unfortunately that round doesn't hit. It hits the rock instead. So we do have some enemy nearby, and the scores are still fairly even. Only one tank in it. Oh, he's taking fire from that Panzer II, and because he wasn't in cover, the Panzer II was able to take him out. So his game's over. He did manage to get at least 188 hit points of damage, probably a lot more actually, because there was that blind shot kill. And it appears that the enemy are getting close to the cap. 2 tanks in it now. There's 3 on Dr. Dip's side, 4 on the enemy. And that equals the scores. Except, of course, the enemy's only got 2 light tanks and a Arty against 1 light tank and 2 tank destroyers. But that M2 light is actually up in the plateau at the back. And he's just taken out the IKV-72. But will he be able to take out the FCM-36 Pack 40? That's a very tough tank destroyer. And they're going to have a lot of difficulty trying to take him out. Of course, the FCM Pack 40 is actually a German design to use the FCM tanks that they captured at the Fall of France. But it has got a very powerful gun that can take out most tanks, and you can see there, just wipes out that M2 light, no problem at all. The Pack 40 is a German anti-tank gun, particularly effective. If I recall correctly, I think it's a 75mm. Oh, he's just taken out the Panzer II now. Now it's the end of the game and they've won. So let's have a look at the end of battle results and see how everybody managed to get on. And it's an ace tanker for Dr. Dip in the T1 HMC. And the reason that is an ace tanker is mostly because the T1 HMC is not one of the most well-liked arties in the game, because it's so difficult to play, so difficult to get accuracy, and you have to play it a lot. So Dr. Dip is obviously very skilled, or has a very good crew in his T1 HMC, because it's not normal to have such a high degree of accuracy, and he did display very good accuracy. The hit on the T2, well, he actually managed to get 2 hits into him for 150 hit points, took him out the game. The first hit was the blind hit, actually, and then of course the M2 he hit with a blind shot kill as well. And the T29 obviously fell off the castle cliffs, fell to the ground, and of course then Dr. Dip finished him off afterwards. But he blocked one shot on the Panzer II, but the rest of them made it home and managed to kill him. So let's have a look at the team scores. Well, he came second on damage, 383 hit points. It was the FCM-36 Pack 40 who actually managed to get the most damage. And just to confirm, yes, it is a 75mm Pack 42, which is a German anti-tank gun, which was particularly effective, designed after the trouble they had with the Russian tanks trying to wipe out T-34s. And when that gun was actually placed into an FCM tank, a French tank, it made it a particularly vicious anti-tank tank destroyer. So he managed to get second highest number of kills, 3, compared to the FCM's 8. Would you believe it? Unfortunately, he doesn't get the Radley Walters because this is a lower tier. And when it came to base XP, he managed to get 357, whilst the FCM managed to get 972. He fired 12 rounds during the battle, got 6 direct hits, 6 penetrations, damage of 383 hit points, all at more than 300 meters. He received 9 hits, all of them from the Panzer II. 8 were penetrations, 1 was a non-penetration, and he blocked a hit for 11 hit points off that one non-penetration, which must have hit the tracks. He damaged 3 of the enemy and killed 3 of the enemy. On a standard account, he earned 6,700 credits, and after repair and ammunition resupply, and the ammo is very cheap, he still had 5,544 credits left over, would have had 8,800 with the premium account. He received base XP of 357. It was ×3 for the first victory of the day, so he actually ended up with 1,071 XP altogether. But this was the important figure for the Arty Day contest, and sadly it wasn't enough because I'd actually scored the highest score in my SU-18, so I actually had the top position. I think I actually scored that victory on Saturday morning, on the so quite early on in the battle, and other players kept trying to beat it but just failed to do so. But we will see some of those replays in the very near future, so do keep watching the channel because you will see more ace gameplay from Tier 2 Arty. And thank you very much to Dr. Dip for submitting this replay on the Arty Day contest, and congratulations for taking part, but I'm sure that next time I will have a very tough time trying to win the Tier 2 category in any particular Arty. So if you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.